Hey friends, welcome to the part 18. We are looking at certified data analytics questions, real questions. We don't waste our time on crap things. We only look at real questions. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Do not wait for a time when everybody gets certified except you. So this is a certification which will help you gain respect in the organization. And to gain respect in the organization, if you clear this certification, if you want to clear it, you have to go through the contents on this channel if you want to understand the concepts. Let us jump into the questions. This question is very simple. You have data stored in Glacier. Why do we store data in Glacier? Because we don't want to pay long-term storage cost. Why a company gives their IT projects to Infosys? Because they want to pay the lowest. Okay, now you want to retrieve only a subset of data. This is the keyword, man. You want to retrieve a subset of data. The second keyword is you want to do it in the most cost-effective manner. In the old days, you will take this to S3, this option, you would take it to S3 and you would query using Athena. But thankfully nowadays you have something called Glacier Select, S3 Select. If you have data on S3, then you query it using S3 Select. It will only query a subset of data, but it is not as cost effective as Glacier Select. So Glacier Select will unlock a lot of value. You can use it to perform filtering directly on Glacier objects using standard SQL statements. So this looks cheaper. It is just like fresher from a college. You can still pay them 3.5 to 4 lakh per annum and exploit them, man, because companies don't even take pride that their employees, the people who start their career, they have to stay in cheap accommodation like PG and etc., because they are shameless people. The companies are shameless. I'm not talking about companies who pay more than 5 lakhs to their fresher graduate hire. Now option C is expensive. It worked in the past, but now it will not work because we have a better option like Glacier Select, and option D is like Mercedes Benz, or I would say Ferrari, because Redshift will use a lot of compute from the Redshift clusters. It is very expensive. So you would be paying the cost of S3 storage. You are already paying the cost of Glacier. You are already there. Now you will take the entire data, move it to S3, then you will curate using Redshift Spectrum. So this is crap, man. This is too expensive. So D is like hiring a Google engineer or a Facebook engineer. So this should be my final answer. Now let us look at this question now. See, whatever is happening at the end, the source and the summarized data, you want to persist it for any further use. If you want to persist it, what you are doing here, I see persist the source and results in S3, because they will store it in the cheapest manner in S3. So this looks correct. But let us look at other options. They are saying persist the source and results in a time series database like DynamoDB. Why? When we are talking about low cost here, DynamoDB is very expensive. DynamoDB is like a database on steroids, on Viagra. It will perform, it is built to perform, but it is very expensive. Companies or apps like Uber or Lyft, etc., they use similar databases. So anything to do with DynamoDB where they are doing the persistence, I would strike this out. I would strike this out. These two are wrong. So now I know I have to choose between B and D. When you are talking about ingesting streaming data, you have to you ingest the data stream with Kinesis data streams. This is meant to easily stream data at scale. So you have all your services, microservices here. You have data stream. It will capture the streams, and then you can route it through data analytics, Firehose, Lambda, and other stuff. Now A is making use of data streams, but D is making use of Kinesis data Firehose. This is wrong answer for me. So this would be my final answer, because B, it is using data streams when the data is streaming inside, and then it plugs data analytics. If you see here, you plug data analytics here. You can also plug Lambda, but data analytics is far more better because you can get actionable insights from the streaming data. It is serverless, and you can evaluate the stream over 5-minute window, because that is what you want to do. You want to evaluate it. Lambda, Lambda, if the evaluation takes longer time, it would auto kill itself, and Lambda may not be as fast as data analytics. That's why this is my preference. And then you persist the data on S3, and then you output the delivery to uh, data firehose, and this is something which should be working fine. So we would lock this as our final answer. So Kinesis data firehose, it's like you load real-time streams into data lakes, warehouses, and analytics services. This is the purpose. In fire brigades there are hose pipes, fire hose pipes. It's similar to that. Now let us look at the next question here. That is question 58. See, there are so many months of data that is collected, like 24 months, 2 years of data, and there are 100 terabytes of log files. Where they are stored? They are stored in S3 bucket, and each object, it has the key which is in this format. Okay, it represents the time of the log file. Now a table is created in Athena. Athena is a petabyte scale service. You can analyze the data, and you can analyze it with ease and flexibility. The problem that is occurring is when you run the queries, it is taking several in the columns several times an hour. One time queries are run against a subset of columns in the table. It's run several times an hour, and data analyst must make the changes to reduce the cost of running these queries with minimal maintenance. See, you have to reduce the cost, you have to reduce the maintenance overhead, so that you want to reduce the maintenance overhead, so that during support, if a work can be done by one person, why to hire three people? Let the machine do most of the work. So the first thing you should always remember is whenever we want to do such things, see here we have to choose three options. So the first thing we do is Parquet format. You see, from the format perspective, I see two options: Avro and Parquet. Avro is not better than Parquet. Parquet is better than Avro. Nowadays, in any data warehouse project, data lake project, you have to convert it into Parquet files. It stores the data in columnar format, and it is compressed file. Simple. So we have our first answer. Okay, so A is wrong and C is correct. Now let us address for this keyword. This keyword, we have two options. Which are those options? We have B and we have D. Now what is the difference? The only difference between these is, it is here they are calling out specifically date equals this. If you see here in the actual code, they use it that way, any delimiter, and they use this slash, and hence this would be correct and option D would be wrong. Now we have to choose one between E and F. Now always remember MSCK repair tables. This one is a better option to repair such tables. You use this, compare the partitions in table metadata. And one important thing to remember is, you only add partitions to metadata. You have to remove it manually if you want to remove it. And hence here E is wrong because DF is a better answer. So these are my final answers. So friends, if you have not yet subscribed, please do so. It is really helpful for so many people. It will help you also to clear certifications. And this brings us to the end of this part. By the way, you can click the join button, become a Cloud Kernel or a Cloud Ninja member, and gain access to many more questions. Stay tuned. We will keep posting many more such parts.